Hi and hello, and how the heck are you this evening? Now, I'm doing good. I told the hubster I was going to be in bed in just a few minutes, but I didn't tell him how many minutes was a few minutes. But I have now had a few people be asking me if I could show them how I make my prayer quilts. I know I've been working on my crazy on steroids quilt. Look at this patch I made today. That one's pretty. That one's all with laces and vintage fabrics. I like that one. Okay, but getting off a what's this? I wonder if that's part of my dinner. Might be. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to show you how I make my prayer quilt. Now see, I have these little cards that says Pocket Prayer Quilt. Made especially for you, slip it in your pocket throughout the day. Let your fingers feel the cross inside, a symbol of God's love and peace. That is what goes with my prayer quilt. I sent a few of you one of my prayer quilts, so you've seen one already. But I'll show you how I make them. They're very simple. Now, if you go online and look up pocket prayer quilts, you'll get other directions as well. But this one's easier because I do everything easier. I don't, I got them unfinished edges. But what I have here is I've got two strips. Now, do I like them two together? Yeah, they're okay. I've got two strips. Now, this here fabric is 2.5 inches in width because it comes on what they call them jelly rolls. Like these, you buy fabrics like this on these little jelly rolls, and what you do is you wait till they're half price, because many times Joann's puts them to be half price. If you don't get them when they're half price, you have to send them arm and leg. I need my arms and my legs. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to put them right sides together, and I'm going to stitch because when I make them, I make a jumble of them, like a whole bunch at one time. I go and just like make them all at one time, because then I can, send them off and give them away. And I've been planning to give some away. So I got some people I've said, yes, I'll send you one. Well, it's been about 6 or 8 months ago. I guess I better get this show on the road. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you how, sort of, I do this. So I'm just going to go, I put the right sides together, and then I'm going to sew. These things is about 1.5 yards long. So it's going to make me this one's going to be a little bit bigger. If you all have seen my, the ones in the past, I make them smaller, which, even doing this way, you can make them smaller if you want them smaller. Even starting with these strips like this, once you get to the finishing part, you can make them smaller. And so I'm just getting that sucker sewed together. And we're almost to the end to have it sewed together. I'm just using a straight stitch on this one. Okay, see that band-aid? When you're cutting something with scissors, you gotta move your finger out the way. Okay, so now what I do, oops, I forgot to make sure my iron was hot. What the heck is this mess over here? Now, I want to, now when I do that, I want to iron that seam open. Because if you don't iron it open, then you got a lump, especially right in the middle. See? Okay, so I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna iron it. I don't know if you can see me ironing over here, but I'm ironing. Let me pull my camera up here. There you go. There you go with your bad self. See, I'm going to open that seam up and I'm going to iron it. Oopsie daisies. And I'm going to iron that seam so it's open. Now you don't have to have these strips like this. You can just cut the hem off of your skirt or something. You can find strips of fabric or squares of fabric or whatever's of fabric and just do whatever comes to mind. I would tell you what to do, but I'm not here to teach. I'm just here to show and kind of show you how I do this. So I'm going all the way down that seam so I get it all pressed open. And I probably should have some water in this iron so I could use the steam, because then that works better, but I don't think I've got any water in here. I put distilled water in my no, I don't have none in here. That's right, I took it out of here to put it in my steam mop. I got a steam mop that takes distilled water, and then I have the steam iron that takes distilled water, and then I got my CPAP machine that takes distilled water. I probably should just buy me a distiller. Okay, now we got that now all pressed. Okay, see, so now I've got that seam pressed. Now what I want is, because this is now like it's about 4.5 inches wide now, after I made that like a quarter of an inchish. Move this junk out of my way. See how I clutter things up? Then I unclutter. Throw them over there. Unclutter. Okay, we're uncluttered. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut these into pieces. And so because I need to have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces on each quilt. And this is 4.5. So I'm going to cut these at 2 1/4. 2 1/4. Why is my drink here? Oh, I might as well get a drink. That's good stuff. Right out of the still. Just kidding. I don't have no still. Okay, so I'm going to use my Omni-Grid quilt cutter here, ruler thingy, and then I'm going to measure it at 2.5 inches, about 2.5, 2 1/4, 2.5, and I'm going to cut that, see? So then I got that piece like that. Well, I need to have at least 2 of them. Well, 2. I need to have 2. See, now this is where I would just go and cut all of them. I'm not going to, I'm going to cut 4. Because now sometimes on the backs, sometimes I put just a solid piece on the back. But I decided I think I want to put, well, now look at that. I dropped my ruler. Okay. But this time I'm going to put it quilted on the back too, pieced. This is neat, this kind of ruler, because see, I can take this line and put it right on the seam, so I know I have it on there straight, and then I can use the other line to show me this line right here, the 2 1/4 or 2.5. So I get each piece will be the same size. So now what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to take 2 of these pieces and I'm going to put them together, put the right sides together, making sure that that seam right there, that seam is touching the other seam, so they're exactly alike. Because see, now one of them I got cut just a little bit bigger than the other. So if I started it up like this, my seams wouldn't match. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do that. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, now. So now I'm going to stitch those two pieces together, nice and straight. And see, because I ironed that seam open, I won't have that bulk in there. All right. Now I'm going to do, you know what? I did some other ones earlier. I think I'm going to use, should I use? No, I'll go with the same ones. Okay, when I put them together, I make sure that they're you know, this color and this color is diagonal from one another. Okay, now, or you could make them all 4 different colors. You could do that way too. And I'm making about 1/4 of an inch seam. I don't make it too small. Now, I like to put a batting or a wadding in between, but now I'm not going to use actual batting. I'm going to use a piece of flannel. Okay, so I got to get this I noticed when I was watching my video back that when I turn that way, it makes my back look like I'm a fullback. I could play fullback in a football game. I got a big back. Got a big backside. Okay, so I got, anyway, that's how that looks now after that's pressed open. We want that pressed open. Okay, so I got the front and the back. Okay, now as you can see right here, that one isn't cut straight. It's all cut like all crooked. That's not going to be any problem. That's not going to be any problem. Because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that piece of this I was telling you about, flannel. Okay. I'm going to cut that to a 4-inch square. And then I'm just going to lay that on here like for the batting. It's going to be inside so nobody's going to see that. It's like a secret. We don't know that it's Barbie flannel. But I want 3 layers. So now I'm going to put this one on the top, just like this. Now, some might say that you need to turn it inside out and all that stuff and flip it and flop it and stuff. I don't work that way. I'm just quite a simple Simon. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to take and I'm going to stitch it around. I'm going to stitch around, and I'm leaving quite a bit of a seam allowance on this side, on the sides as I stitch around. I see the flannel there. Don't you worry about that either. And I'm just going to go around. And I'm going to go again. Stitching on top. And then go around again. And then again. But wait here. Leave that piece open just for a second, because I got to go in my Seagart box here. And I got crosses in here. Different kinds of crosses. You know, I haven't opened this package up yet of crosses. These are really pretty. I'm going to open that one up. These are like almost like a pearl cross. I ordered my crosses off of AliExpress. And the thing was, I ordered crosses and then couldn't remember if I ordered them. And so I ordered some more. So I got me a lot of crosses. So now this is just a little tiny cross. It's so pretty. It's got a hole through it so you could string it, you know. But it's just a little tiny cross. Just a little teensy weensy cross. Now I'm going to put that inside before I finish. I'm going to stick that little cross inside there. Poke that in there, and now it's way in there. That cross is inside there. I'm giving it an extra little stitch around here. Right there. Okay, now. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now, then I'm going to take, see, that's what it looks like right there. But now I'm going to take my pinking shears. Get that thing up there in them coffee beans. I got my pinking shears, see? And then I'm going to cut right up to, but not touching, that stitch line I just put there. And that's where you can actually make your quilt a little smaller if you want to. Just make your stitch line a little bit different, you know. Let it be, you know, you can adjust how big you want it by just attaching your, just sewing your stitch line farther into the middle. You can make a smaller one. And so now I'm just cutting all those 4 sides. I got this now. What can I do with that? I'll put it right there and decide later. Now see there? Now you can feel that cross is in there. You can feel that cross is in there. Then I take my then I take some yarn or embroidery floss or something, and I put that on the needle. Just a minute. I have to concentrate when I put this yarn on this needle. I'm concentrating. Well, that didn't go well. That didn't go well. Just a minute. Let me try it again. Now I watched Bootsy do this. How to get this on here. Well, now it happened real easy for Bootsy by flipping that over sideways, and then, you know, maybe I need a bigger hole in my needle. Just a minute. Now wait a second again. Let me try this one more time before I give up. Actually, I don't ever give up. I'm not a giver-upper. There we go. It's in there. Okay, so now I have my yarn. And I'm just going to go right in that crossover place now. And right where it meets the middle. And I'm going to go in. This needle is a lot to get through there. All those 3 layers. Oh, whew, that was rough. I got it, though. I got it in there. And then I pull this needle through back again here. I'm getting it. I am getting it. Just a minute. It's almost through. Oh, good grief, I'm telling you. Good grief, I'm telling you, but what's the truth? Okay, now I can make the simplest things so difficult. And this is a simple thing. Okay, just a minute. And I'll show you what I'm doing. There, I put that piece of yarn in through right in the middle. Yeah, I used to make just granny quilts, I called them, where you just put the squares and you don't do any quilting or anything, and you just tack them with yarn. I used to make them back in the day. And so then I'll just tie this in like a little square knot. Then that is the pocket prayer quilt right there. That's all it is. And I think it's very pretty. And then what I do is I take a piece of ribbon and I take the card and I add, I put a little safety pin right here. Do I have my little safety pins? Let me see if I have. I got my little hole puncher. And then, let's see if my safety pins are in here, I think. Oh yeah, I have a little safety pin in here. Okay. And I put the safety pin. No, I dropped it in the floor. Just a minute, let me get another. And then I can't bend down to the floor to pick stuff. Let me put a couple right here. Here we go. Just put that basket right there. This is what happens. Okay, I take this safety pin because I have another little poem that I wrote about the meaning of this little quilt. And the safety pin is part of the little quilt, part of the little poem that I wrote. I don't have one right here, or I'd read it to you. I might send you one. I might send whoever you are. Did you see my hairband? I made that too. I put my hair up in like a ponytail because it was going in my face. Because I washed it this morning. Whenever I wash my hair, it gets like all fluffy and it wants to be in my mouth. Okay, and so then I take my little, usually I back them with another piece of cardstock and make it a little heavier. And then I just take my hole punch, like here, and I make a little hole in the corner. That's actually a teddy bear hole punch. And then I take and put this, now if I send you one of these, and you decide you want to make them, you're welcome to copy this card and to copy the other paper that comes with it. You're welcome to do that, make your own. And so I have no, and see, then I take that little piece of yarn. Usually I put a piece of ribbon right here, but I don't have a piece of ribbon right here at my ready. So I'll just put that piece of yarn. So then this, because my little poem I wrote has to do with these 3 layers. Is the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, and the cross that you can feel but not see. And about the safety pin is about the safety in our Lord. And gosh, I can't remember what all I have in it. But I'll have to go find that and make some more copies of it. But I'm going to make quite a few of these because I have promised to send a few ladies these, and I have not sent them. Allison, you're one. Who? I got a list. I don't have a list. What I have is I wrote the names right on this little envelopes that I put them in. And I just have to get them sent. So this is something you would put in your pocket. Like I say, if you want it smaller, you just put the stitching smaller around, you know, closer to the center, and then when you cut it, but see, by cutting it with the pinking shears, it makes a very nice edge, and it doesn't make you work so hard. And anything that doesn't make you work so hard is right up my alley. But I love these little things, and it made me feel good because my Jennifer come home from work one day. She come here to pick up her dog, and was digging for something in her pocket. She still had her scrubs on, and she pulled stuff out of her pocket, and her pocket quilt was right there in her pocket. I said, "Oh my goodness, you really carry that with you?" She goes, "This is always with me." My girl, I mean, you don't have to carry this. You can take this off. You just leave the pin on, take this off, and you put it in your pocket or your purse, and you just carry it with you all the time. And when you find it and you feel for that cross, and where is it? There it is. There it is. You just feel for it, and it's in there. That cross is in there. It's hidden. It's just like Jesus Christ. You can't see him. You can't look around, but you can feel him. Just like that cross in there. Okay, that's just what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you that before I go to bed, because I'm going to be going to bed. What? Oh, this is 26 minutes. I got this done before it flipped to another one. But I'm going to quick read you something out of You Are Stronger Than You Know before I go to bed and stuff. Drop something more on the floor, I'm telling you. Okay, this is where I opened it up to, so this is what I'll read. This can be a time of growth. As difficult as this time in your life may be, you will become stronger if you face each day with patience and hope. If you accept your weaknesses, but concentrate on your strengths. If you love and care for yourself, even when you are angry and confused. If you look at doubt and fear, but keep your mind on the fact that the struggle is helping you grow in faith and in confidence. If you gently pick yourself up when you fall and continue walking. If you keep thinking about all the things you can do well, all the things that bring you joy, and all the people who you love and who also love you. If you hold on to your goals, even though the way we reach them may be unclear, then you can see the troubling times almost as friends who have come to help you grow further than you thought you could. Okay, wait a minute. Let me read that again, that one line. You can see the troubling times as almost as friends who have come to help you grow further than you thought you could. Friends who are showing you the way to a more courageous heart. Friends who help you to see that you are more powerful than you ever thought you were. Friends who help you to see that the hard times are making you more open to accepting life as it comes and realizing that you have the inner strength and loving nature to deal successfully with any difficult moment. And nowadays, this is so important. This can be a time of growth. We have so much in our world. We know everybody in the world is having problems right now with what's going on. We don't have to say the C word. And then most all of us, and when you get up into age, you have a chronic illness. Some people are even very much too young to have a chronic illness, and it almost makes you just want to just crawl up in a hole and bring the earth in over you. But we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We got to stay strong. We stay strong, and we stay together. And this can be a time of growth. So there we go. I'm going to turn this off now so that it doesn't jump to another silly thing. But now I just wanted to show you how I make the pocket prayer quilt. And that's it right there. Let me know if you want one. Send me an email with your address on it. I'll send you one. I will, I promise. Someday. God bless you all. May He watch over you every step you take, every move you make. I'm always looking for my mouse. And I will see you on the next video. God bless.